Hey, what's up, everybody?
Ooh.
Welcome to episode 15 of Gunpla Talk. We're going to have some fun on this episode. We are going to answer some FAQs, some facts, frequently asked questions that we see oftentimes around the interwebs. So we are going to tackle that one by one. We're going to have some fun. And it's just the boys this week. We don't have any special guests or anything like that. We are missing Simon. He's probably passed out on his couch. He had a busy day, so please excuse him. But we got everybody else, so we're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves. Y'all know me. I'm Tim, childofmecca.com, the one and only. So next up, let's give it over to our returning champion, Mr. MVP, the bearded wonder himself, the Gandalf of our little modeling medley here, Mr. Justinius Builds.
Gandalf, I like that. That's a first. Hello, I'm Justinius Builds. I build robots semi-professionally, and I hang out with these goobers once a month. That's about it.
All right. Hey, that's enough. If I knew nothing else about you, that would be enough.
What more is there?
All right. Good deal. All right, so let's take it over. So if he's Gandalf, what would Zach be? I'm thinking Legolas.
Legolas.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Is that cool, Zach? Are you good with Legolas?
Yeah. I mean,
he was a badass, though. You know, you gotta give it to the man.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to be one of them, I guess it's not bad. Yeah.
Or Frodo. I mean, you can be Frodo if you want.
I think I'll be Legolas.
I figure I'm Gimli. You know, I'm the short, loudmouth dude that likes to get into fights. So, anyway, so let's take it over to Mr. News, Mr. Legolas of our modeling group here, Mr. Zach, ZakuAurelius.
I really hope that someone will make like some artwork of all of us as these characters. That'd be pretty
awesome. We need to get the guy who won the T-shirt contest to do that for us.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Yes, if you're here on my channel, then you probably undoubtedly have an idea of who I am. So I'm ZakuAurelius here and there and around online. So welcome. Good morning. That's me.
Good morning. All right, cool deal. So let's last but not least, let's take it over to our down under friend, Mr. Birthday Boy himself. Maybe even shall I dare to call him Aragorn of our little troop here, Mr. Joshua Dara.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm the ripe old age of 37? 37. I always forget which one it is in the 30s. 37 today, so yeah. So I actually looked up last night when middle age was on Google to see if I was middle age yet, but I'm not. I've still got a few years to go. So yeah. But anyway, you guys can find me on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and I just love building model kits and making fun videos of me skateboarding with my friends and doing trampoline tricks, and yeah, just having a good time. And I'm on this show pretty much every month with these great guys, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, again, happy birthday, brother. Hope it's a good one. And, yeah, you're definitely not middle-aged because I'm only a year older than you, so don't make me feel that much older, brother. All right, cool deal. All right, so let's take it around the room one more time. Let's talk about what each of us are working on. Let's go ahead and start with, what's Justin doing? Justin, you there, buddy? I got
my little brother was asking me a question.
What's that?
My little brother is playing a game. He was asking me a question.
Oh, cool. I thought you were battling the Balrog, but that's cool.
Next time. She's right over there.
You shall not pass. Anyway, man, what are you working on? You're working on that Ifrit still, right? Or you wrap that up?
It's done.
It's done.
I almost brought it, but I was like, I don't want to give away too much. I want to keep people in suspense a little bit. I might if Zach shows some of his, I might show like a picture, maybe.
Nah.
I saw those swords online. They're looking right.
I'll show you the rest later.
Uh-oh. You heard it here first. We have an inside exclusive, people. Awesome. Awesome. Well, good stuff. What's next on the bench?
Commissions. I've been slacking on commissions. Too tall
commissions. I got you. Cool. Well, that's awesome, man. Can't wait to see the Ifrit, honestly. So
I'm really excited about it.
What's that?
I'm really excited about it. I think it's probably one of my best works to date.
Oh, really? Cool.
That's what I strive for. So I think I nailed it this time.
Nice. That's good to hear. All right, so Zach, what are you working on, man? I think you're working on Ifrit as well, right?
Yep, just the Ifrit for our build-off. I won't show anything really because I don't really have a whole lot to show at the moment. I mean, it's just parts. Pretty much everything is all painted for the most part with like the base paint. Here, I'll just show you this just so you have an idea. Here's just one part that's painted and panel lined so far.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. You're going green. Yeah, cool.
Going green. Getting real earth-friendly here on my build. But there's a couple colors I'm not straying too far away from. Like the black is still black for the most part, mostly black. The red is now just a really dark red, almost brownish kind of looking, but it is really dark red.
That's cool, because that would match the green a bit better than a straight
I guess,
red, right?
Yeah, well, much better than a really bright red, but yeah. So just working on the panel lining now. I wanted to ask you guys this because I was working on the panel lining last night, and have you ever heard? Because I'm using the accent color.
Oh yeah.
Would this? I guess it would be, but I don't know. I haven't heard this before. Would this be affected by high humidity as well? Because like when I was putting this on, it was like going on as if it was like not shaken at all. Like it was just all thinner and like very very.
Sometimes you. Oh, it was too thin.
It was way too thin, or it seemed like
you just might have to shake it more. Because sometimes mine does the opposite. Mine comes out really clumpy, so like I have to shake it up, and then I have to leave it for a minute or two, and then I can use it.
I was like shaking the hell out of it, and like that was what was annoying. Cause it was taking me forever. I was like shaking it a bunch, like after every part, like. And I the only thing I could come up with was maybe just because that it's really humid or what. I don't know.
I mean, it is paint.
Yeah.
Is it an enamel-based like thinner? Like I thin down my just Tamiya enamel little bottles to use that. Is it similar sort of thing?
Yeah.
It's pretty thin. Yeah. It's exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I used to always do like that, Josh, and I kind of started to get used to this, and I'm just kind of, I think, just lazy and just use this. But I find that doing it like that, just mixing up some enamel, is usually more consistent. Because like this. If you're not like shaking it all the time, I found can be a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah. So is it just that maybe the panel color is too pale for the paint that you're going over, or something?
No, what I was panel lining last night is this, like just gray, this really basic gray color.
Oh yeah, okay, that should have shown up on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to like go over it like 2 or 3 times to get it as dark as I can, and it's still not like totally black in some parts where I want it to be.
Have you like scraped the bottom of the bottle to see if there's any sediment on the bottom?
Yeah. I used my stir stick and I was like stirring it up and everything.
Right.
What the heck?
It's weird.
Is there so there's no chunks or anything like that?
Nope.
Weird. Maybe
like you got
a bad bottle.
Yeah, a bottle that's just made of thinners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
They paint the inside of the bottle black, and then they put thinner inside of it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I could add some black enamel paint to it, I guess. But yeah, maybe for the rest, that's all I did last night was just all the gray parts, just like all the joints and internal kind of parts. And it took forever because of that. So maybe for the rest of the kit, maybe I'll just mix up some of my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Very annoying. Anyway.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on. The next thing, as soon as I'm done with this, the next thing that I want to jump into is working on a mega-sized Zaku.
Ooh,
cool.
mega size.
Yeah.
1/48 scale is the mega size, right?
Yep.
And they got cool detail molded in, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So That's going to be another build off as well. But
Who are you building off with that? I've always wanted to build a mega size. Are they fun?
I haven't built one yet.
Oh.
It's going to be my first time.
You'll have to let me know how it is.
Yeah, I just snapped up like just the foot or something so far. It was like part of a presentation I gave at this thing, and I just showed about that. But yeah, I'll talk more about that later. Don't want to give too much away at the moment.
Mystery. Awesome. Well, thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so birthday boy, what are you working on, man? You just posted up a little event thing.
I'm doing on my Zeta. I'll see if you can see him. Oh, hang on a sec. Now I got to move him over, and then the display stand that he's on is falling apart on me, and I'm gonna drop my GBWC on live YouTube. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there's my Zeta, and he's getting there, and I've edited some chest vents and his butt flap vents, but I'll show you some images. I've got some images up. Let me just do a screen share here.
Those chest vents do look a lot better.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, they look great. I love the flaps underneath look fantastic.
Ah yes. So I was looking at it, and the chest vents here on the left, they come out a bit straight, and because I've angled the chest up a little bit, they're coming out even more straighter. And so what I want to do is angle them down. Let me get what I've got here. So this is the back of the original chest vents, and I cut them so that they're only a few millimeters thick, and just got some styrene rod, some thick rod, and glued them on. And then with my file and my sanding stick, took a lot of time to slowly shape it down to the shape that I would like. And then this was the trickiest part, using my BMC chisel and my knife, slowly scraping out the inside of the vent until it reached the other side. This is the left side shows the one that's finished, and the right shows the raw kind of chunk. And man, this is really fun, like kind of shaping it out. I felt kind of like Michelangelo doing his David statue and stuff, where you like look at the big chunk of material and you can actually try and like reveal or let the inner piece escape from the big piece. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So this is what it looks like afterwards, and these little chest blade fin things, I'm not even sure what they are. Because of my modifications on the chest, they weren't perfectly aligned. The one on the left angled out a little bit more than the one. Yeah, and of course it just stands out. It's only probably like maybe 1/5 of a millimeter at the base of the part, but once it gets out to the point, it's too much. So I sliced them off and glued on some extra plastic onto the front of them, and then reshaped them, and that allowed me to make them a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, and to actually get the kind of proportions and distances right. And from side on, it looks like this, and you can see how they just stick out just that little bit more, and the angle of the vents follows this kind of main line going from the chest. So yeah, it's turning out good. And then the last bit was, you guys remember my little back vents that my skirt armor that I made. Well, the inner frame, I wanted to make onto it some white vents. So once again, I glued on some white plastic rod, and I slowly shaped it down until it could fit inside the gray armor. And then I went through it with my Dremel, and I added a step into the vent, and I was kind of making up this vent as I went along to see what it would kind of turn out like, and then use my file again to clean it up. And for anybody watching, this white piece is just super glued onto the black with a couple drops of super glue. And if you don't know, super glue is really good because it dries fast, grabs really well, but it's also brittle. So I glue this on, and it holds it in place while I file it. And then when I want to take off the white vent to paint it, I just slide my craft knife between the white and the black, and it'll snap off, and it won't damage the plastic. So super glue is kind of good like that. It's almost like masking tape, but masking glue in a way for modifications. Yeah.
Please don't mask with glue.
No.
Yeah.
You heard it. That's our first tip to everybody: mask with glue.
Jeez.
And then I went through with my BMC chisel and started to scrape it out, and the top part here ended up being like, I don't know, 1/2 millimeter. It took a lot of time.
Was that a solid block of styrene, or did you? So you actually carved that opening out?
Yes. So this is kind of where I started before I started to carve it, and you can see that it's solid.
You're a madman, Josh. You're a madman. That is insane.
Yeah, I was learning as I'm doing this. I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Maybe my chisel's just gonna shoot through the plastic and break it and then stab my hand. But the chisels are, you take your time, and the chisels kind of do stay pretty straight when they're sharp. But yeah, somebody on my Instagram said, why didn't you make it out of like 4 pieces of plastic? And I said, I didn't want to do all this work and shave it down really thin.
Too easy.
It was exactly. Yeah, what the hell is this? Yeah. Oh man, Gunpla is freedom and Gunpla is hard. It's not meant to be easy.
That's actually what you should have said. You should have just responded to Gunpla's freedom.
Gunpla, damn it. So he asked me that, and I said, yeah, that would have worked, but the glue contact points for these 4 sides would have been like a third of a millimeter, and I would hate for this thing to snap and break later down the track. So this way, I retain a bit of the plastic kind of flow, which will be a bit stronger. But luckily for me, it worked. But this thing, both these vents took me like 2 or 3 hours to make, and in the end, they look like that, which ironically ended up looking like my Sinanju butt flaps. They kind of got the little white little bits on the bottom, which is kind of funny. It seems like I'm just turning everything into the Sinanju. Yeah. So
keep
that's what they.
Because it worked.
Yes, nice.
Stick with what works, eh?
That's it. Sinanju 2.0. I just do my own 2.0 and 3.0 every year. Oh gosh.
Call every
this is what
build
they look like.
Sinanju, even though it's not.
Sorry.
Call every build a Sinanju. It's like,
oh man, I should.
All right, guys, I'm entering the Sinanju this year, and they're like, but Josh, this is a Zeta. No.
Yeah, no, Gunpla is freedom. Oh man, so that's what it looks like on the side. So yeah, I'll get my screen back. I don't know how I actually go back. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, so it's working. So right now, that's basically all the modifications that I'm doing on the Zeta. So now I'm going through and doing the detailing. So I've got 5 weeks left. Going to try and spend every night and every weekend, and hopefully not have a sleepless night the night before, but I probably will. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you, are you going to get the thing done?
I don't know. I think so.
I hope so.
Power through, man. Power through.
I will. Yep. I'm saying goodbye to my family now.
Awesome.
Today's the last day. Enjoy the birthday with them, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. All right. So, as for what I'm working on, I'm still working on my Blue Destiny refurbished project. I just put out a base tutorial yesterday, so I've got 3 bases that I could choose from. So if you haven't seen that base tutorial and you're in the market for a base, definitely check it out. It's very useful.
Yeah, check that out. And man, that looks like a really fun project to do. Yeah, it's kind of that balance of difficulty with payoff.
Oh yeah, and it's super easy though. It's really easy. I mean, you don't even really need power tools either. I mean, I use power tools because I have them, but you can achieve the same thing with just simple hand tools. So there's no excuse whatsoever for anybody not to be able to do this. So yeah, it's super helpful, and it just brings up the presentation level just up another factor. So that's what I'm working on. So
nice. And the Destiny's looking great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm real happy with it. It's like I said in past shows. I mean, it just kind of shows you how far, well, at least for me, how far my skill set has come, and I can see that, with what I did before 10 years ago, as to opposed to what I can do now and what I'm doing to it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool. A lot of fun. Yeah.
I know that feeling. When I first started doing panel lining, I was working on the original Master Grade Hainu, putting in panel lines, and I remember this is like 3 or 4 years ago, thinking, man, these are looking great. And I opened it up like last year, and it looked like some other person with, I don't know, that was blind was working on it. The panel lines are wobbly and shooting everywhere. And I remember just thinking it was so good. But, I mean, the point was I was having fun with it. But the comparison, 10 years, that's such a comparison. Man, that'd be crazy. Yeah, that's cool.
It's a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll have that finished up sometime. So
yeah, and when's the GBWC semis for you?
October.
October. Oh, you got ages.
Yeah. Well, yeah. New York Comic Con is the last stage for the U.S. prelims.
Okay.
So and then the internet submissions that you have that afterwards. But
So you're going straight to New York.
yes,
Yeah, cool.
yeah. For the U.S., New York and Anime Expo are the two kind of, I guess, big ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to New York, and I'm hopefully gonna win. I don't know.
Oh man,
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I've thought of, because I sell my art prints at conventions here in Australia, and I thought, man, that'd be fun to go to New York Comic Con and sell my art. And then I'm like, but wait, then I get to see the freaking hummingbird in person, and then see Tim in person. So yeah, it's a little idea in my head. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, New York Comic Con's a lot of fun. We went last year, even though I wasn't finished or anything like that. But man, it is like so surreal. I mean, you see a lot of footage of San Diego Comic Con, which is actually next weekend, and from what I've heard, the total attendance for New York is actually bigger than San Diego, or about the same. I'm not sure, and internet, don't kill me if I'm wrong, but hey, that's just what I heard. But there's a lot of people, man, and you're packed in like sardines, so it can get a little weird sometimes, but it's still a really cool experience. So
Yeah.
Tim, how
Cool.
are you planning on getting there?
we just drive up.
Okay.
So it's about a 4-hour drive, so it's not
That's
that
it?
long. Yeah,
I can
straight
do
up
that.
95, man.
Well, I guess what, I'm 3 hours from you, 4 hours on top of. Okay, I guess that factors out about right.
Yeah.
That's going to be a nerve-wracking drive, I imagine.
I'm
You
glad
know,
I'm not going.
I let my wife drive in the city, dude. I don't drive in the city, especially New York City. You either have to be born there and learn, that style of driving, or you just take a cab. And my wife is a very good city driver. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but no, my nerves, I couldn't take it driving up in that place. I mean, you get cut off, people honk at you, and the whole 9 yards. It's no, I was not having any part of it. I sit in the back and pull my hat down over my eyes, and I'm just like, let me know when we get to the hotel, and then we're good. So yeah, I don't do the driving to New York.
Yeah, I haven't been there, so I can't say, but I know that driving here in Korea is pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's real bad. But I got used to it now. I'm really used to it. But like, it's really hard to go anywhere driving here in Korea and not get road rage.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Well, and that would be me driving in New York. I would I would lose my shit just so easily. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, back on topic.
Yeah.
Let's hear about some news.
Yeah.
So,
Actually.
'cause I think there were some announcements here in the last week or so. Zach, can you tell us a little bit about what the hell happened in the Gunpla world?
Master Grade Kshatriya.
Yep. Master Grade Kshatriya was announced.
Yes.
Wait, what?
No, Tim. Joking.
Oh shit! I thought I missed something. Damn it!
No, damn it.
You got me.
No. Oh no. I didn't want to actually trick anybody.
Here I am getting excited and everything. And
Damn it.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh no.
You jerk.
Now out of guilt, I'm going to scratch build you one and send it to you as a model kit.
Jeez.
Nice.
That'll be the Shinanju 3.0.
Yeah. Oh man, this is great. Yes.
He's gonna paint it before he sends it to you.
Yes, we had a big announcement. I did a live video earlier this week talking about all the new stuff that was announced. And it's kind of like new-ish, I guess, stuff that was all very anticipated. The Season 2 of Iron Blooded Orphans and the OVA for Build Fighters were like officially announced. And so we got like some stuff about that. There was some new kits here from Build Fighters. Did you guys see all this stuff?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
So I think, should I just screen share here for you guys? That'd be easier. I'll just kind of share my whole desktop because I have it kind of separated into folders here. So there's going to be the infinite window. You'll see that from the moment up. This is the new thing that will probably be the new protagonist's mobile suit for the new Build Fighters OVA, but I don't really know, or at least it's going to be there. Scramble Gundam, I think it was called. Any thoughts? Like it?
Yeah.
Don't like it?
I guess I've just seen the Zeta in the Build Fighters a few times before, so I'm not as excited about it. Yeah.
I don't like the blue things all over it.
Yeah.
The Zeta does look surprisingly good in orange, though.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. The orange is nice.
And then the
It's a
Destiny
Build
Wing.
Fighters unit, man. It doesn't excite me.
At least it's not like a complete rehash like a lot of the other Build Fighters units, though. Let's be fair here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
you're right. Yeah.
True.
it'll be a totally new kit, most likely. So
I wouldn't say totally new. That head looks like the Lightning Zeta. All right. It's about
I
90%.
yeah. And there when
And
there
those
was
hands are on every HG kit ever.
well, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But we'll see about that. There's this backpack, which speaking of the not the Lightning Zeta, but just the
What's
what was
he
it?
holding?
That in the left hand.
Yeah, what is that?
That's
Looks
part
neat.
of the backpack. If you see like the underside of the backpack there, you can see there's
Oh,
yeah.
that thing.
Okay, that's cool.
And then the other parts that's like on the rifle. So that's the rifle that comes with the kit.
So can it detach?
These parts on the rifle.
Yeah, it looks like the whole
Yeah.
backpack like transforms and turns into a thing.
Yeah. So, like that, those parts of
There
the
it is.
rifle are the top part of here, and then the other thing
That's
was
neat.
the bottom part. So.
It looks pretty cool altogether. Like the red and the blue contrast nicely with the white as well.
Yeah, interesting. There you go. And then the other one, this is, I think we may have mentioned about this last time. This one,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gaia Quanta.
I'm oddly fascinated and excited for that.
Yeah, I quite like this take on the Quanta for the most part, except for the cat ears.
I actually think the cat ears look cool. They look like vents for the head.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and the green
Okay.
just works. The green works really well.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's like it's got cat ears but no other cat features or
Yeah.
gimmicks or anything. It's just like let's put a cat head on a Quanta and it's going to sell 1 trillion model kits.
Yes.
Yeah, it is interesting. Here you can see I don't know a picture of the back of the kit, but you can see the back of just this artwork here. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's no cat's tail or something.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things. The Kamiki Burning Gundam is going to be in this series again, but we already have the HG of that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought, no, I mentioned this in the live video, that maybe we'll get either a real grade or a master grade of this now.
I hope we don't get a real grade of that. If we get a real grade from an off series, I want a God Gundam.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know, or we'll get like a new OVA version of the HG because in the preview that we had for the thing there, it showed the Plavsky crystals in some different colors. So maybe it'll be like a new version, and then like instead of just having those in all blue, they'll be in different colors instead. So I don't know.
Yeah.
This Star Winning SD is back. I doubt we'll get a new kit of that, but I don't know. Who knows? The Double Zeta 2. I think we talked about this last month as well.
Yeah, I just still love the proportions. That's fantastic. His head is like a bean.
It's really good. The Gansalot. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to that. Here's their schedule for those releases. We were wondering what the shadow image here. It's like these are planned HG releases for the next few months. And the shadow one, if that's a P-Bandai kit or something else, maybe like a variation kit, like MSV or MSD kind of variation suit. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
And mostly we had a lot of stuff from Iron Blooded Orphans. So here's a new Graze, basically.
I want that.
That looks great.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Looks like almost like a Graze mixed with a Tyrann from Double O.
Oh yeah.
Very
Yeah.
kinda similar
It
to that.
reminds me of Frame Arms, and I
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
Definitely. You can see the back skirt too looks really awesome. It's kind of hard to see in this picture.
Oh yeah,
but
that's That's huge. Wow.
You can see it looks really cool.
Is that the same one that has that huge tower shield too?
Huh? Oh, no.
Is that the no?
Yeah, that's.
Well, I need
that's
that one too.
I'll get to that here in just a second. There's this one, which I think looks really cool because it looks like the. It reminds me of what's that show, Attack on Titan, where they have like the containers like on their hips with the sword blades.
Oh yeah.
This looks like what that is. We've got one handle and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blades on the sides. It looks like that.
Oh,
From what
sweet.
I can tell.
That is pretty cool.
Here's the one you were talking about, Justin. This one. This
Oh,
is
look at that. Look
the
at that shield. Oh.
new grunt suit. From what we can tell in the preview, the new grunt suit of the Tekiden.
Now, see, if they make a 1/100 scale of that, I'd buy it just for the shield.
I don't know. It was featured quite prominently in the preview
so
anyway.
good.
Yeah. So it could be. But here shows the 1/100 scale. You can see on this we've got 4 planned for until March. Which in season 1 they were putting out 1 each month. So it looks like they're planning on skipping.
Oh, we're just getting
October.
Barbados. That's not.
Yeah.
Form
And a bunch
7,
of
8, and
mobile
9.
workers. What is this? Mobile workers?
In the middle part, yeah, it's the option sets.
Oh,
middle
okay.
ones,
It's
the
just
option
a
sets.
ton of Barbados kids. Nobody's gonna buy that.
Here's the next option set. It actually has open hands, which is a great thing. Finally, they realized that they need to put some extra hand options in the
They
option
actually
sets.
look really nice.
Yeah,
I
they
haven't
do.
seen this.
Yeah, so this is you can see some of these. I think here you can see the open hand on the model kit there. So that'll be really cool.
Ah, cool.
It's a shame they didn't do that earlier. This is the new Barbatos. I'm not really all that into it.
I like everything but the shoulders. I wish
Yeah, me
they were
too.
a different color. I wish the shoulders were a different color.
New head, I like. I think.
I like the feet, and I love what they did with the forearms.
Yeah.
Oh, the new armored up forearm.
Because before it just looked really like weird and plain and open for no reason. Now it's like it has something to it.
Yeah, it definitely looks more finished, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to the story too.
Is it just me, or does it look shorter?
I
Now
think
that
it's
you
just-
mention it, it does look a little bit shorter.
I think
It
it's
looks
because the
shorter,
feet are so
kinda
huge.
squattier.
Like the chest is looks shorter.
I think it's just because the feet are so huge. And
Maybe.
also the front skirts are larger as well.
Yeah.
So
It could
I
be
mean
the shoulders pushing the rest of it down, you know?
the frame will be exactly the same. So the kind of the proportions inside, I mean, nothing's going to be changed really as far as that. It would just be the armor. This changes the appearance of that. Yeah, the feet are just gigantic. You can see this picture here, how big those feet are.
That's amazing. I like it. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah. Someone was saying that lupus, the name of it, aside from being a terrible disease, this also means a wolf. I don't know in what language or something that is, but I would guess maybe Italian, or not Italian, but Latin maybe or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because they take the names from demonology, which is mostly Latin as far as I know. So lupus is the name of it. I think Bandai really shouldn't have gone with that, but this is another new Grays. I like this Grays quite a bit, actually, for the most part, except for those hands. We talked about this with you guys. From the front, they look kind of not terrible, but from the back, they just look awful here, like the inside of the hand there.
Ah, damn.
It looks so bad. Really bad.
Yeah, he looks great. His torso looks really cool. I like that.
The torso, shoulders. I like these side skirts. I like that head with like these like wide like shelves on like the side of the head.
Yeah.
You can see there.
I hope they make those hands for option parts.
Jeez.
I'd buy them.
No way. New version of the Gushan Rebake. Not really looking a whole lot different for the most part. Just a lot of details changed up and some slightly changed.
Is it called the Gujon Rebake Reheat?
I don't know what it's going to be
That's
called.
just
But
being stupid. Oh my gosh.
The rebake.
Rebaked.
Totally baked.
Totally baked.
Here's that Gundam I already mentioned about that one. Some people think that this is. I've heard people guessing that this is the Kimaris, once again rebaked, but I don't think so. I mean, it has a couple of similar qualities, but like a few of like the really key qualities of the Kimaris are missing, like the pointed head, and I don't know, like the chest is really, really different. I think the chest at least, well, I guess it did get stabbed in the chest. But I don't know. It doesn't really have any of like the really iconic features of the Kimaris, which I would think they would at least keep a couple things. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or do the feet on that look like kind of like the Grey Zines?
I mean, they all share the similar foot style. It's the Gundam frame, and the Grey Zine has a different style frame, but I mean, they all have that similar kind of feet where the foot is very separated.
From that angle, never mind. From that picture, it almost looked like it, but yeah, definitely not from the other one.
There was another one I know I saw in Strider Prime's video. He thought that this one looks like the feet look like the Grey Zine. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think that they quite look like that, but it's just the same style kind of foot. Where it's just separated and it doesn't look like a traditional foot. To me, I hate these feet, to be honest. This mobile suit in general is very unique, and it's kind of cool. The head seems like a Ewak. I don't know how that's pronounced. Head.
That thing looks really neat. I want to see what that thing can do before I make a decision on whether or not I'm going to get one.
Yeah. The feet to me just look like kind of a really lazy kit bash. Like they just had like these extra parts which were like side skirt.
I had some forearms. I had some forearms left over, so I just stuck them on the feet.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, and like this part here in the center of the chest as well. I don't know. So
it looks like a crotch piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know about that, but it's got the shuttles, which is cool. This is the last thing here. This is another Gundam type.
That looks like a frame arms too. I'm gonna buy that one.
I don't like the piece on the back of the arm. You can see like this very square looking piece on the back of this like curved arm attached on there, and the new version of the remake has that as well. Where is it?
Zach, you're too organized.
You know. This one has the same thing as the one on the back of the arm. It looks kind of silly, I think. I don't quite like that, but so that's it, really. I think that was pretty much it. Here's the artwork for the new series. Yeah, that's all. I don't think there was a new P Bandai GM Sniper kit, HG GM Sniper kit. Looks like just a recolor. I couldn't notice any actual new parts on that. I think that was it. A bunch of P Bandai kits are getting re-released. Like I think the Tolgis 2 and 3. I heard the Ultron, but I haven't seen that. What else? There was something else as well. I don't know. There's a Master Grade Perfect Strike like extra finish version coming out too as well. Another P Bandai kit.
Are any of you guys getting the Master Grade Full Armor? Thunderbolt?
Yeah, I will be.
I mean, you will, of course, yeah.
I think it's ugly.
And no, Justin, not interested?
It's ugly. It's got weird arms and those dumb trash bag vents, which I knew was going to happen. I have the 135th Pat Labor kit, and I bought it the day it came out, and I still haven't finished snapping it together because of those trash bag joints.
Oh, are they really like, I don't know? Are they really rigid and they don't crumple?
Well, they crinkle and they look fine. They look great. It's just stuffing all of that into plastic doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of like give enough room so that you can bend the joint so it doesn't tear the bag. So I understand why, but I don't know. I feel like it just looks, or it's harder to work with than it's worth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember those old Pat Pattler Bear kits, yeah, they were not fun. I won one at I think it was either a raffle or a competition years ago, and I snapped it, and then I just used it for kit bash fodder. I was just like, this isn't gonna work. So yeah,
I would do that with mine if that kit didn't look so good, except for the hands.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did with that.
I mean, just on the positive side, at least they gave you the option. At least they didn't make it molded like that, like the HG. So like if you don't want to use that, you can just not use it and just have just the regular.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I think
Hopefully
the worst part about the
elbow-
HGs though is that it's a pain to seam remove.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, hopefully on the Master Grade they get the elbow joints are just fine when they're exposed. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen pictures of it for a while. All the images we were getting of it were not having that.
Oh really? I didn't
on the
even
joints.
notice. Oh
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So if you go
I know
back
there's
and
no
look at
chest vent detail. I know a lot of people were making memes about that.
well, what?
That there's no chest vent detail on the Verka. Like it's
Oh,
just
really?
a gray block.
I hadn't noticed that either, but
No.
I'll have to look. So I don't know. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm looking forward to seeing some images of the Psycho Zaku because it'll be cool to see a Verka Zaku kit.
Yeah. Oh.
That'd be really cool.
Do you think it's going to come with a really long fuel tanks on the back, or just a standard kind of big Thunderbolt backpack?
Nah, I'm sure it'll be like just like the HG, I'd imagine. But,
Cool. I really like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the
And
Dom.
yeah,
What's that, Justin?
I'm gonna wait for the Dom.
Oh, the dome.
I really hope that they do release some more HGs like the Dom and like the gun cannon, but I don't know. It seems like they're done. Like they're just re-releasing the manga versions and the anime versions, and it kind of seems like that's kind of all there's going to be.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'd like other ones as well. Yeah, because the ones I built I really liked.
Really nice HG kits. It's interesting how they compare to like the Origins Zaku kits. It's like you'd think they'd be really similar because they're coming out like right around the same time, but there's quite a lot of differences in just like the way that those kits are designed.
Yeah.
It's like they're both Zaku 2s being designed and manufactured like around the same time, but so much different about the way that they actually go together.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a different company making each one.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of different companies, did you guys see that Daban is making a perfect grade Phoenix?
Oh yeah.
I saw that today.
Oh, wow.
Kind of interesting.
They're gonna beat Bandai to milking their own model kit.
Yep. I don't know. I still have my doubts if Bandai is going to make that or not, and I realize we're getting very off topic here, but yeah. Anyway, that was kind of interesting.
That's crazy.
Let's move on with the topic, shall we?
Sweet.
46 minutes in, here we go.
That was a lot of news.
Hey, you know what? All news is good news. So
I mean, sometimes we have very little news, so we can
that's
take a little
very
more
true.
time this time.
That is very true. All right, kiddies, here we go. We're gonna start answering some FAQs. We got a list of 34, 35 questions that we're gonna try to get through as best we can. We may not necessarily be able to get to all of them, but we're gonna try to crank them out as quickly as possible. So we're gonna go down the list, and whichever one of us wants to answer, that's basically gonna be how this format is gonna go. If we have time at the end, maybe we can take some additional questions from the chat. But these questions that we've compiled, I think they're gonna probably cover most topics that you'll see people ask a lot and repeatedly. So let's start this puppy off. So question number one: which model should I buy next?
I'll
Anybody
take that if I may.
All
right. And the reason why I want to take this is because I made a video dedicated exactly to answering this question.
Awesome.
And if you just look up like ZakuAurelius number 350, I made it a really easy to remember number. it's my 350th video, so it's very easy to recommend to people. Every time I get this question, I just tell them, just watch that video. Just to summarize, in the video, all I said is just like, basically just get whatever kit looks good to you, whatever is like actually available, and whatever is in your price range. So like, if there's a kit that you really want, and you're able to afford it, and like the shop that you usually order from either has it, or like the shop that you buy from physically has it, then get it. Otherwise, Bandai always reprints kits. So like if it's something sold out now, or you can't afford it now, you can always buy it later. So there's not any kind of way to answer that. And especially when people ask for like, what kit would you recommend for a beginner, or what kit would you recommend? Like, what's a high-grade kit you would recommend? Like, I also recommended people to just use Dalang, and this is something I feel like a lot of people should use that a lot of people don't use, apparently. Dalang.net is a Korean site, but it is probably the most useful site if you're looking for like what kit you want to buy, because you can see everything that you want to see, and he has pretty much every single kit on there.
He has like everything except for like P Bandai releases and
even P Bandai. He has some.
Yeah, he has some, but he doesn't have any age kits. But besides that, he's got like everything.
yeah, it's kind of weird, and I don't know. Recently, he's been going back and doing a lot of like the old '80s kits, which is cool to have that resource on there as well. So I don't know. Maybe in the future he'll get to the age kits. Yeah,
maybe they're backlogged. Maybe he was just like, these are all the same. I'll build them up.
That is weird. I don't know. I hadn't noticed, but I guess I haven't looked. And yeah, so just buy whatever you want, whatever looks good to you. I mean, and even if the kit looks good to you, but like you check out some reviews online and like the reviews aren't really good, and people say, oh, like it's got a lot of problems or something. Like a lot of people complain about the Master Grade Unicorn, is that it's like a really finicky kit and it's hard to work with and stuff like that. But I love that kit, so I just think it looks really good. So I mean, if it looks good to you, then just go for it. And again,
you're
like
the one who's got to put it on your shelf. You ain't got to please nobody else.
Yeah. So like, and that's the other thing too. That people will ask like, should I buy A kit or B kit? And it's like, well, just buy one, and then later you can always buy the other one later. So like.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of which one you want to buy first. So anyway, so that's my answer for that. If you want to see more about that, video number 350.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, and I'll let me chime in just for to kind of piggyback off what you said. Like, if you have to decide between A kit and B kit, man, flip a coin. You know, let fate decide. And if you feel good about how that coin flip went, then you probably didn't need the coin in the first place. And if you feel bad about how that coin flip went, you probably didn't need that coin flip in the first place.
Yeah.
So, like Zach said, man, just buy what you want. You know, don't listen to what other people tell you to buy. Buy what you want. Real simple, real easy. Yeah. But yeah, we see that a lot. People post like polls and just crazy stuff. So, excellent. Thank you, Zach. That was a wonderful answer. Check out ZakuAurelius episode 350.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So, next question on the docket. How do I remove nubs? Who wants to take that one?
I can take this one. I can show you guys how I do this. Oh, have I got a part here? Let me see if I've got a part. Yeah. This is going to be like a live demo for everybody. Here we go. Okay. So basically how I do it is I've got my part runner here. And I'm going to cut off one of these hands. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my nippers. Okay, there we go. I can see. Put my nippers. And instead of putting your nippers right up close to the part, which can sometimes cause stress marks, you want to cut it a little bit away from the part. Take your time, spin it around, and I cut from underneath the runner.
That's the Kawaguchi way.
That's the Kawaguchi way. That's the only way. What are you talking about, Zach?
I never do that. I can't do that because I can't see what I'm doing properly. Yeah, I always cut from the top because I can like
I alternate.
See what I'm doing.
Wow. For me, it feels like it makes me see things better. becoming like, I love it. I'm going over the front and I'm making it look awkward. I'm like, how do you do this, Zach? Oh.
It's like people in
You turn
infomercials.
your left hand the other way.
You just turn your hand, yeah. So you won't be able to see this, but you can actually see I've left a lot of the nubs on there, and this means that you haven't caused stress to the plastic, because if anybody's bent any plastic themselves, you bend it, you can see that it goes white, and that's just actually the plastic itself and the molecules heating up at the bend, and they make nub marks. And so with that there, then I get one of these files, and this is not a special file. This is no so crazy Japanese brand. This is like $10 from my local electronics store, and you get like 11 of them. Cheap little file, and it just works. And I very gently file the nub mark. And with filing, it's a little bit tricky. You want to do it and be careful, because the file will actually rock back and forth. So you want to make sure to keep it flat. And I'm filing, stopping and checking, and filing, and you won't be able to see it very well on there. But there's no nub mark on there, and it's smooth, and that's my nub mark done. And so basically, leave some plastic on the part, file it down. You can use your craft knife, but if the nub that you've left on is very thick, you want to slowly shave it with your craft knife, because if you try and wedge a craft knife underneath the whole nub mark, it'll actually start to lift it, and you'll get a stress mark again. So the aim is to almost like get rid of the nub mark without waking it up. It's like it's asleep, and you want to slowly file it down or slowly shave it down. You wake up the nub mark, you get a cranky nub, which means stress marks.
Yeah, just to
analogy I've ever heard in my life.
What's that, Zach?
Just to reiterate, yeah, because it's kind of a different version of this question that I get a lot. People ask about the white mark. They say like, oh, when I'm removing my nubs, I get these white marks in my plastic, and it's like, well, obviously the easiest thing you can do is just paint that, and then you won't have that if it's sanded. If it's sanded properly, obviously you won't see that white mark. But if you're not painting, yeah, just doing like Josh said, just removing carefully, and then. Yeah, like you said, just keep it straight is important, because especially on like rounded parts as well, because using a flat file on a rounded surface is not going to work. So using sandpaper.
And I use these the sanding discs. Like this is just a fingernail buffer, so this is good for rounding as well, because you can curve it. But the other thing is sometimes you can't. Sometimes the parts already come with stress marks on them because of how they are in the runner. So I sometimes don't paint my kits. And so what I do is I actually turn that into a detail. I'll like get my craft knife and carve a little notch where the nub mark is. Like you're gonna make the mistakes into a detail, and then there you go. It's solved. Yeah.
That's a good idea. It's
Awesome.
definitely. I don't know if it's easier, but it's more interesting than just filling it with putty.
Totally. Yeah. I think I can't remember who it was. Was it Shineki, or he worked on his gold Sazabi Verka, and there were some mold marks, and he actually turned them into details. And of course, he did it flawlessly with his chisels. It was amazing. But that's where I get inspiration for that from. Yeah.
He's just
he's like a robot. So
yes, exactly.
there's no getting around that guy. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Josh. That was a very good tutorial. And reminder for everybody: don't make cranky nubs.
No, that's it. You gotta let them sleep. Yep.
Let them sleep in. Get some beauty sleep. Then you won't have cranky nubs. Awesome.
Okay. I was going to mention about sandpaper, but I see that's one of the next questions here coming up, so we can come back to that.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and release the video for us, Zach.
Oh yeah, sure.
Cool. All right. So next one on the list, and we've kind of touched on this one already, so we won't spend too much time on it. How is X model? Fill in the blank. I'll take this one real quick. You know what? Go watch a review. Especially like on this channel, on Zach's channel, he's got reviews for a lot. And if he doesn't have it, somebody on YouTube has it, or somebody's written a review about it. There's this really cool website that you can go to where you type things in that you want to look for, and it gives you information back. It's awesome. It's like Google or something. It's brand new. I've never seen it before in my life. But I'm gonna be using it a lot now. So I highly suggest that. So moving on.
Yep.
What kind of sandpaper do I need? Zach, you were gonna say something about that.
Yeah, I was just going to mention this because I think it goes together with what Josh is talking about, removing nubs, because this is another thing that people ask quite a bit, is like they say when they're removing their nubs and using sandpaper, then they have leftover like marks from the sanding. So then I think that kind of goes together, that they just need to know what kind of sandpaper to use. And just about using a few different kinds of sandpaper together, and it's not really different kinds, but different levels of sandpaper. I don't know, levels, is that the right word for it?
Different grits.
Grit?
Yeah.
Grit degrees? I don't know. Anyway.
Progressive sanding.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Use a few different, at least two. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
At least
2 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Any more than 3 is probably too many. So
Yeah.
2 or 3 levels of sandpaper. I usually start with maybe something like 400. Is pretty. That is.
600 is like my go-to.
That's plenty gritty enough to take care of most stuff.
Just don't use like 20 grit.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna like.
You might
as well go take it outside and rub it on the sidewalk.
And just in case. Yeah.
It can be battle damage. It makes it look more realistic.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's an awful video. Don't look up. Don't be curious about what Tim's talking about.
Yes, you should. That's so good.
Is that the one that
awesome
I showed
video?
You? Is that the one that I showed you?
Yeah.
Or is it a different one? That guy needs to make more of those.
Battle
He
damage.
really does. It's awesome. Anyway, hey, let's get back to sandpaper. Zach, finish us up on sandpaper.
Yeah, what was I saying? I don't know.
You said like 400 grit.
No, yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, just in case you don't know what we're talking about with the grit, the lower the number, that will be the more coarse the grit is, so like it's more hard. The actual like grains of sand on the sandpaper will be larger, so like it will be much stronger. So like if you use anything less than 400 would be too much. So like 400 is probably about the grittiest you would possibly want to go. And then up from there, like 800, 1,000, 1,200, I think like 1,400 if you really want to get really fine. But so start off with something maybe 400 or 600 to start, like that, good, and then 1,000 or 1,200 or something to make it nicer. And you can, there's other products you can use.
The average person that shouldn't need to go past 1,200, but like one of the dudes on my team, he sands from 400 to like 2,000.
Oh,
he hits everything in between.
Yeah, that's someone who really enjoys sanding, I think, a lot more than most of us do.
That's masochistic.
Yeah.
I bought a sanding sponge set that goes up to like 20,000, and I think I've used it once. Yeah.
It's 20,000.
The highest one is like a rubber pad. It just feels like a rubber pad.
Yeah.
The highest one is a feather, and you just like brush the feather on top.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You guys know Tim Alexiel? I know you know him, Justin.
Yes.
Right. He was telling me that for like clear kits, or not clear kits, but I think just clear parts. I think I don't want to quote him because I don't remember exactly what he's talking about. I'd have to ask him again. But he was saying, I think, like for the clear parts, after you use like a polishing material on them, to like basically like sand it, but with just a piece of paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jim talked about that in his RX-78 Verka video. He polished all his thrusters with paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's totally legit. I mean, because you have to figure it's not completely smooth. It has a kind of grit to it. Yeah, and same thing with like a paper towel. You can use that for buffing and stuff like that, and it will provide a bit of sanding. But yeah, I've seen a bunch of modelers use paper and paper towels and all that stuff. Totally legit. Totally.
So if you don't want to paint and you don't want to have any marks from removing nubs or sanding, just get some really fine sandpaper or get a polishing compound. It's not that expensive. I think just to get like a bottle of that will probably last you a really long time, and a few pieces of paper, and you could remove your nubs very well and not paint if that's what you want to do.
Nice.
And just to
Next.
clarify,
Yeah.
sometimes people will say there's still nub marks. There's actually a mark that is remained when the plastic goes into the part, and that's almost like the tunnel that the plastic used. On, say, a gray piece of plastic, it'll be slightly darker gray. You can't get rid of that. That's actually in the plastic. So that's not a nub mark. That's actually the flow of the plastic mark. You won't see it on white, but other colors you'll see it. You can't get rid of that. But the whiter colors, yeah, you can get rid of those.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you, boys. All right, so next question. What glue should I use? Who wants to do that one? Anybody? Any takers?
I can do it if you want.
All right. Yeah, Justin?
I was going to say you can use just about any kind of glue. Super glue is really good for like what Josh was talking about earlier. If you want to do like temporary holding things in place, it's great for when you're scratch building. You want to duplicate pieces of styrene. You can kind of put just like a dot on it that'll hold it in place. Plastic cement, a little more permanent. So if you're trying to not to segue out, but if you want to seam seal, you can do it that way. You can use like white glue on clear parts if you're worried about glue like kind of coming out. You just put a little bit of white glue around it. It just really depends on what you're doing. There's different types for different scenarios, I guess.
And there's some people might not understand that super glue is it dries itself hard, but then the modeling cement is actually a solvent, so it actually dissolves the plastic and then merges them together.
It's a chemical bond versus a, I don't know what the other word would be. Physical bond?
Yeah, I don't know, physical? Yeah. So that's the main difference, yeah.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what Justin was saying, you want to use different glues for different situations too. Some of the older master grade kits came with ABS parts. So if you're using something like Tamiya Thin, however you want to pronounce the damn word, it won't work. It's not going to work really well. So for ABS, you either want to use an ABS specific solvent or super glue. And one thing that Josh had touched on earlier is that super glue is brittle. It absolutely is. So you don't want to do anything that's going to be stressed laterally, because it will snap right in half. It's brittle like that. Another thing that you want to stay away from is the zip kicker, the spray to make it cure almost instantly. That will crystallize your CA, the super glue, and make it even more brittle. So avoid zip kicker if you can. Excuse me. There are also super glues out there that have rubber particulates in it that are less prone to snapping and being brittle. I actually buy this brand right here, Loctite, and this is ultra liquid control. And I swear by this stuff. I will go to my local hardware store and buy 3 or 4 of these at a time, and this is the only super glue that I use, and it's the best. I use this stuff on the Hummingbird to glue up the torso and stuff like that. This stuff is probably the least brittle super glue that I've ever used, and it's great. I just saw that Gorilla Glue makes a nice CA glue that they say has, like I said, the rubber particulates in it, so it's not prone to being brittle. I'd like to try it, but I'm skeptical. I'm very loyal to my Loctite. Let's put it that way.
I use that for my minis and stuff, and I went through hell trying to find a good super glue, and like that stuff dries quickly enough. It dries strong. It's great. So ever since I don't use anything else.
Yeah, I swear by it, man. I absolutely swear by it, and I'll go through it like nobody's business too. Like the model bases that I make, the top bevel parts, I use super glue to adhere them, and I also used it in the octagonal base to fill in gaps. It's an amazing gap filler. The Loctite is, because you can sand it really smooth. It has the same kind of hardness and consistency as styrene, and I mean, it's really, really nice, really nice. So if you can get Loctite in your neck of the woods, I highly recommend it. You know, for styrene, man, you can. There's so much out there, like Josh said and Justin said. Tamiya Extra Thin, I really like. That's kind of my go-to solvent glue. You do have to let that cure for a while, and you know, even after you let it cure for a while, it still may be soft kind of underneath. So keep that in mind. Like for gluing up resin pieces or materials that are, I guess, non-bonding. So if you want to try to glue plastic to resin or metal to resin or something like that, you may want to look at a 5-minute epoxy. That stuff is kind of nasty and it stinks, but man, it will hold and secure your piece like crazy. So you know, just kind of know what you need, what materials that you're going to be bonding together, and you know, just use the right glue. So there we go.
Another glue that I got is it's called Rapid Fix, and it's basically a super glue in this bottle, and this one is like, think of it like sand, kind of like glass sand, and it's good because this part, you pour this into a cavity, or maybe you've got two sides of plastic together, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on this one, and you want something to fill in this space here and make it strong. You actually pour in the powder and then pour the super glue in. It runs in and it dries in about 20 seconds, and this stuff is like, it's like glass. You can grind it and sand it, and it's really strong. So this is not cheap. It's about $30 for the set, but you don't go through it very quickly. But this has been a lifesaver on my Zeta when I've needed to quickly fill and give something structural stability. So that's another one as well. Yeah.
What color is that powder?
The powder is it's kind of like a gray-white, pretty much like a white. Yeah.
That
It's probably talcum powder.
It's probably an acrylic powder.
Yep.
There's a modeler, and I forget his name, on YouTube, and he's got some of the best modeling tutorials, and he uses dentist acrylic powder, and he sprinkles that over his CA glue, and he swears by it. He says it's amazing.
It's probably the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah, well, he buys like this dental acrylic, like in these big tubs, because he can get a hold of it.
Yeah.
I have no idea how. But yeah, and you know what? I don't have the name of the channel handy right now, but
so would dentists use that for fillings or something?
Yeah, well,
I found this dental acrylic stuff for like
I mean. And you know, who the hell thought of using dental acrylic for scale models too? You know, I mean, that's just like, come on, man.
I found another guy who uses dental. They're like these little thin pieces of paper they use to clean dental tools, to clean their airbrush needles and nozzles.
Oh, like those little
they're like little things of paper.
Oh, nice. And they just use them to clean out the airbrush, like the nozzle and everything?
Yeah, they come in packs of like 1,000 for like $5.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You just buy it once.
I love simple solutions like that.
Because you should see me trying to clean out my airbrush needle.
I
got like a piece of paper, like a little bit of paper around it.
Nice. I found that YouTube guy. His name is Paul Budzik, Budzik, and yeah, just go to his YouTube channel, and he's a very, very experienced modeler. He builds.
If you Google him, he's a dentist.
Yeah, right. DDS, yeah. And
I'm already subscribed to this guy.
are you?
Yeah, I think he's the one
dude,
that
I love his videos, man.
that I was just talking about.
I mean, he's got some crazy good tutorials, and dude knows what he's talking about. He builds like crazy detailed military models and stuff like that. So check it out. I mean, he's got a whole video on glue and stuff like that, and he goes into his spiel about dental acrylic and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, good deal. All right, so we covered all the glue stuff. So let's see. Next question. Do I need to paint?
No. Yes.
Josh, you seem enthused about that particular question. It's all yours, brother.
Well, this is basically, yeah, a lot of people know that I didn't paint my Sinanju. I did, of course, paint the metallic inner frame because I didn't want just plain gray. I wanted metallics. And you can't get metallics really without painting. But it's just like anything. You don't need to do anything. But you do need to do whatever you want to do. So if you just want to snap together a kit and you want to give it some top coat and some decals, you don't need to paint. If you want to experiment and learn more about the hobby and maybe change the color of the armor of a kit, then you do need to paint. So it is all up to what you want to do. If you feel like painting, go for it, because painting's really fun. Even though I didn't paint my Sinanju, the armor, painting those metallics, sitting there laying down the colors and getting the metallics to come out, I had the best fun for like 2 whole days going into metallics world. So painting is great. And with my Zeta, because I'm puttying it and extending parts and there's glue lines and everything, I do need to paint because otherwise you would see the seam lines. So you do and you don't, just like anything in life, yeah. So if you're interested in painting, try it out because it's actually really fun, and you can get a lot of creativity and a lot of expression in the hobby with paint, yeah.
It's
Awesome.
kind of like asking, like, do I need to eat pizza?
Yeah.
You're not, if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You're going to love it if you do. But there's lots of other things to love, I guess. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's another kind of one of those non-questions that you kind of just have to roll your eyes when someone asks that.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to mention, I kind of wanted to mention this earlier, but I'll just hop in with this now. Josh, if you're done
Yeah.
answering that. And that in answering these questions, we're not calling out anyone who has asked these questions before. If you've asked these questions, we're not saying like, hey, dumbass, why'd you ask that question? It's like we're just trying to kind of, this is more about kind of preemptively answer these questions that you may have, that people may have watching this in the future, because just probably me more than you guys is that I get a lot of questions and comments on my videos, of course, and I have very little time, just in general. And so if I'm using a lot of my time to answer a lot of these questions that could very easily be answered by Google or hopefully by this video, hopefully that'll save me time in the future, and then these other guys as well, because I know we all get a lot of these questions. And so like the reason why we wanted to do this is just sort of preemptive to help so that we don't have to continue to answer them again and again in the future. So anyway,
It's educational.
Yeah.
Right. So let's move on.
Moving on. All right, so here's a good one, and honestly, this is a great one for beginners. How do I fill seams? Who wants it?
There's about like 15 videos on YouTube about that.
There's like a million ways to fill seams. You can use any kind of glue. You can use. It's just like the glue question, you know. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. Some people like to putty. Some people like to super glue. Some people like to use Tamiya Fin. So
I think for this, I think the majority, I think most of us, most of the time, we use Tamiya extra thin cement, which
that's my go-to.
Anyone doesn't
but
know.
I have experimented with the other ways as well. I think that just works the best because it actually eliminates it.
So
yeah, I mean, Tamiya extra thin since it's a solvent glue, actually fuses the plastic together, and makes it and makes it one piece. And I think that's probably the most common method to quote unquote fill a seam line. And then you go back, sand it flush, fill in any gaps with some putty, and you're basically good to go. You're ready for paint. Now, if you don't paint, then that becomes another issue. I mean, what do you do with that seam line? You know, one option is, you know, like Josh kind of touched upon earlier with the nubs, make it a detail. You know, make that a panel line or something like that if it's not too crazy. You know, there are tools.
I've seen people take and like sand down excess runners and mix that with some cement, and then they can make a putty out of it.
I forgot about that. I had not thought about that. That's a good call, actually.
And it matches the color perfectly.
Right. And you can sand it flush, and it's the same hue and everything.
Do nubs that way too. Now that I think about it.
What's that?
You could probably fix nubs that way too. Now that I think about it, it's a lot of work, but you could probably do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't want to paint,
layer over top.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I just paint the thing, but that's just me.
I would too.
But, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all on what you want to do, you know. If you want to seam it and fill it, seam it and fill it. Sand it off, make it flush, make it look nice. Otherwise, there's always alternatives. So, all right, cool. All right, so we're making a good headway here. Okay, so next question is, can I use craft store paint? Anybody want to touch this one other than me?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
You can, kind of like how Josh answered the other one, you don't have to paint in the same way. You can use whatever paint you want, but when you're using craft store paint, that stuff is meant to go on like a canvas and not be really handled, so it doesn't really stick to models the same way it would stick to what it's meant to stick to. If you're going to paint your models, you should paint your models with model painting paints. They have better pigments, they have better colors, they have better durability. I've done a little bit of painting with craft store paints just because I was in a bind and I didn't have any money. Doesn't work. Don't do it. Just save a little bit more money, buy the actual paint that you need. You're going to save yourself a lot of headache.
Yeah, I got this question a lot on the video I did just doing like some detail painting on the HG Barbatos. And because I was just using some enamel paint and just painting just a little bit of the details there. And a lot of people were asking me, just saying that they can't get those enamel paints or something in there where they live. So yeah, they were asking the same question about if they were okay to use just that kind of paint. And yeah, like Justin said, it's not meant for that, so you're not going to get the best results. Of course, you can.
Yeah.
Right, so.
100% can. It's up to you. But.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. When I first started out, I didn't know any better, and I used craft store paints, the cheap Apple barrel.
The ones that are like 60 cents.
yeah, like 59, 60 cents. Yeah, I was that guy. Yep, I was that guy that used them, and
they don't thin very well.
No, they don't. And I shot them through my airbrush.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
you went the whole deal then. Wow, I hand painted mine.
I thought you were meaning hand paint. Oh.
Well, don't get me wrong. I hand painted them too, but after I hand painted a few, I went straight into I airbrushed them suckers, man. But
how many airbrushes did you break?
Yeah, I mean that was before I really kind of discovered the whole world of modeling, if you will. So yeah, I was total beginner back then. So, but yeah, I was one of those people that used craft store paints like crazy, and yeah, it didn't work out so well. Lesson learned. So sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. So, next question. How do I apply decals?
We skipped question number 8.
Did we?
Yeah. What kind of paint
Oh.
should I use?
Shoot, sorry.
That's
What
okay.
kind of paint should I use?
Craft store paint.
Don't use. Yeah, right. I was about to say, don't use craft store paint. So let's talk about this here real quick. So there's in modeling, and I'll take this real quick. In modeling, there's really 3 types of model paints. There's acrylics, which are usually alcohol and water based. There are enamels, and then there are lacquers, which is a solvent-based type of paint. Now, each one of those gets progressively hotter, meaning that it will eat the less hot one underneath of it. So, lacquers are very sturdy and very toxic. So either spray them in a spray booth or outside with a respirator at all times. Enamels are kind of the middle of the road in kind of durability and toxicity. And then your good old acrylics are least durable but also least toxic. Now, you can achieve amazing results with all 3. But you want to use nice quality model paints. Don't use craft store stuff. If that's all you got, then I understand. But if you have access to a nice hobby store, or you can get model paints online, by all means go that route. Don't cheap out. I see these guys online posting their backlog, and they've got 50 models, but they want to cheap out on paints and tools and stuff like that. Well, you spent money on models, why didn't you spend a little bit on tools and stuff? So buy some nice quality paint. Me personally, I use lacquers. I use the Mr. Color line because I can get it really, really easily. I'm very, very lucky that my local hobby store carries the full line of them.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and the day that I saw them, I was just like, the heavens opened up. It was like, oh! Dude, I was so happy. I was so happy. But, I mean, they don't have great stock of them. You know, they carry like 1s and 2s of each color at any given time. But just the fact that they have them, it's awesome. So that's what I use. Now, you don't have to. I mean, you can use Tamiya. Tamiya acrylics are really, really great. And believe it or not, you can actually mix Tamiya with Mr. Hobby thinners. So Mr. Leveling Thinner.
They thin better with lacquers.
Yeah. And it basically makes like a pseudo lacquer, if you will. Now, don't mix that mixture with alcohol, or you're going to regret it. Yeah, you know, it's amazing stuff. Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby, the thinner and all that is amazing stuff. You can use it on almost anything. Great stuff. Now, some people swear by enamels. Enamels cure very slowly, but they are amazing at leveling on a surface. So usually when you use enamels, your coat is going to be extremely smooth. So that's kind of one of the really kind of good aspects of using enamel. If you guys haven't seen, excuse me, Jim's kind of drying contraption thing that he made, he took a big Tupperware bin, and he put like a light on the top, and he just plops it over his drying pieces, and it just kind of protects them from dust and, you know, particulates and all that good stuff. So that's really nice to have. So if you're going to use enamels, I would highly suggest covering them in some way so dust doesn't get onto that surface while it's curing, because it can take a long time for enamels to cure. Same with acrylics. Acrylics take for a full cure probably up to 7 days. Now it's going to be really dry. It's going to be dry to the touch probably an hour or two, but underneath that surface layer that's already cured, it's still cooking. It's still cooking. So about 7 days to full cure and full strength on acrylics. Lacquers, on the other hand, and this is why I use them and this is why I love them, they go full cure in about 30, 45 minutes. I will never go back to anything else. You know, from Mr. Color line. So there are a ton of other companies out there that make model paints, and there are probably even better alternatives to what I've even mentioned. You know, some of the Japanese guys, they can get their hands on Gaia notes. And you know, I see a lot of people using the newer line Moto, and there's a bunch of things, especially like in the UK. If Simon was here, he'd tell us the hardships of getting solvent-based paint in the UK. It's next to impossible. You really have to jump through hoops to try and get that. So you may live in a country that you face those same challenges. So keep that in mind when you're looking for model paints. So, but that's my spiel on model paints. Anybody got any opinions on what you guys like to use?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I would like to add. Just in case people are wondering, if you want to use spray cans, those are using lacquer paints. So you have some people asking sometimes what kind of paint that is in spray cans, like Josh has there.
Yeah, most of the time it's lacquer. I think I have some enamels at home that are spray.
Oh, really?
I found that out trying to panel wash it for them.
Yeah. That may be a different brand anyway. I think like Tamiya and Mr. Color are the maybe most popular.
Yeah, the hobby spray cans are the lacquers.
So the other thing is I use these Tamiya sprays, and you look on the top here and it says TS, T for Tom, S for Sally. That's the prefix for the paint. This is the paints that I use. There's also PS, which a lot of stores have, and that's more for polycarbonate for like remote control car bodies. So they will work, but they're not consistent, and I wouldn't mix PS and TS. So I recommend using TS, and I actually use these basically because, like Tim said, they're lacquer based, so they dry really quick. And what I do is get drinking straw and some blue tack, and I stick this over the front of the nozzle, and I get one of these little modeling jars, and you actually go outside and spray this into the jar, and it actually lets the gas escape and the paint material go in here, and that means you can use this in your airbrush. So this is what I use when I'm because I can't get Mr. Color very easy, and these are good paints, and I get maybe 3 or 4 of these bottles from one of these jars, one of these cans. Yeah, so that's what I use. Yeah, and that way you can use in your airbrush.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great point because because I used those spray cans for a long time before I started using my airbrush now, and then the downside to those, they're very convenient, but the downside is you do waste a lot of paint with them because the spray is so wide. So definitely decanting like that. It's a really good way to go if you have an airbrush. Like for me, I still have a lot of cans left over that I need to do that to get that paint out so I can use it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's move on, and let's see. We got about a half hour left, so let's churn and burn some here. How do I apply decals? Who wants to tackle that one?
One thing that I will just say right off the bat is that I am just worried sometimes that people get confused because now I think a lot of people know that water slide decals have like the blue backing, but the way that Bandai prints their stickers now, it looks like if you don't have a lot of experience and you just know, okay, water slides have that blue backing.
Oh, yeah.
Bandai stickers have this almost the same color.
Yep.
So usually the easiest way to tell is that like for these Bandai stickers, is that like it's just the whole sheet is just all like one thing, and you can see like the lines cut out around the actual stickers. It's obviously not a water slide. If you can just peel them up and they're just like sticky like that, then this is not a water slide. I don't know. It seems kind of odd to have to explain what's a water slide and what's not, but I know it can be confusing for people who are beginners and not familiar with the different types of decals. So that's one thing, to first be able to differentiate which are which, but then someone else can go on.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I mean, you're gonna run into primarily again 3 types of markings. You're gonna run into stickers, which have the adhesive back. You're gonna run into water slide decals, and then you're gonna run into dry transfers. Stickers we'll talk about here in a minute. Dry transfers, honestly, for a lot of people, they're very, very problematic. For me, I honestly, I think they're pretty easy. I've always used a bit of Scotch tape, cut out the dry transfer, and position it on the piece that you want to transfer to. Put some Scotch tape over the entire surface of that. Take a blunt pencil, and then just color over with a lot of pressure over that Scotch tape. And you have to use the Scotch tape with the texture on it, not the really smooth stuff for like gifts and stuff. And your pencil marks will show you basically where you've transferred. And you want to go over the thing like 2 or 3 times just to make sure you have full transfer. Peel up one side of the Scotch tape, check it, and you should be good at that point. I mean, it sounds easy, and quite honestly, after you practice once or twice, it is easy.
The hardest part about dry transfers is curved surfaces.
Yes.
I hate when they give you dry transfers for curved surfaces. Other than that, they're not that bad. They're more intimidating than anything.
The reason that I get so nervous about them is just the tape peeling up paint when you do them. What do you guys do?
The shirt trick. You do the shirt trick. You just put it on your shirt a couple times and pull it off.
Yeah,
it loses all its tack.
Yeah, you just don't be a noob, Zach. That's what you do.
Awesome. Water slides for life, baby.
W4L.
So let's talk about water slides, though. I mean, you know, water slides. I love water slides. I used to make my own. So I'm really, really into water slides. For me, the process is pretty simple. You cut it out as close to the marking as possible, and I try to avoid sharp corners. So I try to make the cuts kind of rounded, because that actually blends better to the surface. You want to make sure you have a high gloss surface that you're decaling, because that will avoid what's called silvering, the basically trapping of air underneath of the decal. That will still happen sometimes, and Justin has an awesome video on how to fix that. So if you do get silvering, check out Justin's video on how to fix that. I thought that was really, really cool, the tricks that he did.
I was proud of that video.
What's that?
I was proud of that video. I was really excited when that happened too. I've never had decal silver. I've never had decal silver. As soon as it happened, I was like, yes, I can make a video.
It was a good video, man. I saw that. I was just like, dude, that's great. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to plug that
video.
Don't
go as heavy-handed as I did when I cut the thing, but you can do it. It's easy.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, you cut into a finished surface, and you're like, I don't know about this. Yeah, that was good stuff, though. So anyway, so you have a high gloss surface. You cut out your decal with some rounded edges to blend better. There are 2 chemicals that you can use. One is to soften the decal. The other one is to kind of glue it down. And what I use is the little Mr. Hobby tin, the little round trays, and I'll put
like these?
a little bit of the Yeah, one of those. And what I'll do is put the decal fix just a little bit in there, and once I separate the decal from the backing paper, I will dip the entire decal into that decal fix and slap it on the part. And I'll tell you what, it will stick once it's dry like nobody's business. I've had to actually redo a couple parts on the Hummingbird because I couldn't peel the damn decals up afterwards after it dried. It was down so securely. I'm coming back for like curved surfaces, or if you have to lay a decal over a panel line, don't cut it ahead of time. Just lay it over the panel line and let it dry completely. And what you do then is you go back with a very sharp hobby knife.
Brand new blade.
Yeah, brand new blade. And I will tend to use a number 11 blade, which is a very, very pointed blade, and trace the panel line, and then put the decal softener on top of that. And what that will tend to do, that may frost up a little bit. Don't get scared; it goes away once it's dry. And you may have to do that maybe 2 or 3 times just to let it really soften and mold to those curves and into that valley of the panel line. But once you do that, man, it looks amazing. So get those 2 chemicals. They come in a bunch of different brands. Mr. Hobby has theirs. There's some other companies that make them. Yeah, Microset. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name off the top of my head, but that's what I use actually, is the Microsol and Microset varieties. And man, they're great. And if you happen to have silver ink, check out Justin's video, and that way you can fix it if need be. So that's how you do decals. Very simple.
Henry also has a good video on that, not about silvering, but just decals in general.
Decals in general, yeah.
He has a good video just showing the different types and how they're used pretty well, I think.
I think there's a lot of good videos out there, because that's kind of one of the big things that when you go to paint your models, that's like the step that really scares people, because it's easy to mess up. So a lot of people have made some really, really great videos on applying water slide decals especially, so check that out.
Check out these water slides I just got yesterday. I know we're kind of...
Oh, what'd you get?
On time.
Water
cool.
Yeah. Are they high Q?
No.
It better be. The best decals.
No.
What is it? What?
Matt K decals.
Nice.
Look at those symbols. They're so cool.
That is pretty cool.
All that lettering.
Smiley face.
Now, are those custom, or did you get those?
I think Matt K just put out a sheet. I think you
did
buy.
Yeah, they're exclusive to HLJ. Apparently.
Does it say who the printer is?
At
the bottom or anything?
No, it just says maybe they're made by Rainbow Egg, I guess, possibly.
Okay. Because HiQ, which I really love their decals, they're printed by an Italian company called Cartograph, and just some amazing quality. If you guys haven't tried HiQ decals, oh my God, get you some of that.
Wait till you see the Afrit, Tim.
Did you got them on there?
Oh yeah, I did, of course.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Love it. I can't wait to see that one. All right, so the third type of markings is stickers. So the question is, should I use stickers? Silence rips the panel.
Not really.
I think if it's another one of those multi-part questions where, like, if you're not going to paint naturally and you want to get that kind of look, stickers are fine.
Mm.
But I have actually heard of people using stickers on painted kits and it not looking bad. Because the problem with stickers is that when you use like water slides or dry transfers, you can use a solvent or anything or something like that to melt it to flatten the surface and kind of make it look like it's not there. And then you can top coat over it and it's completely invisible. With stickers, it's a little harder to do. So if you're going to use stickers on a painted kit, you're going to have to gloss over it like 6 times. Then you're going to have to sand the edges of the decals away. And then you're going to have to gloss it 6 more times and sand it some more. It's a lot of work. So you can, but you're probably not going to want to use stickers on a painted kit.
Good call.
I use stickers when I'm just building a kit, say maybe like a Origin high grade, and you get all the cool stickers. I just want to build the kit, snap it together, have some fun, put some markings on it, just to look at it for the next week or something. That's when I use them. Yeah, just for some easy sticker fun.
Yeah, easy sticker fun.
One probably good use for at least foil stickers. That usually in a lot of kits you get foil stickers like for camera lenses and stuff. Those are not bad in a lot of cases. Like for camera lenses, there's other like decals and stuff that you can get in replacement for those. I think HIQ makes some of those circle decals for camera lenses.
You mean the 3D stickers with like the bubbles on them?
Not those, but there are those as well. Yeah, I mean I have some too. I'd have to fish them out up here, but it's just basically a sheet of like Aurora, and then it's just got this bunch of circles cut out of that.
Oh, those, yeah. I've got the Aurora film on its own. I haven't figured out how to use it yet.
It's not very easy from my experience trying to use it here like this.
Yeah, you've got the one that are cut out. Mine, I have to cut out myself, and I don't understand how it adheres to the surface.
I have some of that too, and what I found out with that is that the color underneath that definitely makes a difference, which I didn't know at first. So.
Oh, because it's semi-transparent, hey.
I guess.
I think there's 2 kinds, depending on where you get it from. I've got the Hasegawa, and I think you can see through it.
So, anyway, so the foil stickers I think can be good in that case. Or like for 00 kits, the just like mirror stickers you get to go underneath the GN drives and stuff like that. Those are useful.
They're really good.
In a lot of times, especially the RGs, like the 00 Riser. Because those stickers have like the printed so
little. Hey, the writing is tiny.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
So there are definitely a lot of stickers that you can use that can be quite useful.
I think it's one of those situations again. I mean, you can use it. You know, if you want to. Gunpla is freedom. Why not?
That's it.
Anyway, all right. So let's do some quick hitters here. Let's see. Let's cherry pick here because we don't have a lot of time left. Let's see.
Today's Gundam Marcos.
What's a good first model? Quick answer.
The HG Revive RX-782 Gundam.
Oh my God, that's a good model. Master Grade Age 1 normal.
Yeah,
I love that kit.
That's it.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right, so let's see the next one. Can I use hardware store primer?
I've never tried. I don't know.
I would say yes, because I think people do, but that again goes to craft store paint.
Matt Morozic uses it on resin, but I think his final primer layer is different. I could be wrong about that. I think in thin coats it could work. Because I know that stuff is thick.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Like tester, or not testers. Shit, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. It's right here. Where's it at?
What, Mr. Surfacer?
No, the brand of spray paint.
Of what he uses?
Yeah.
Krylon Max.
Krylon's normal paint is really thick.
Yeah.
The Max is actually nice. I have used that, but
yeah,
their normal stuff is really thick, so be careful with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to really know the consistency of the primer that you're using, so test it. Some of them come out really thick. Some of them are very, very thin. Here in the States, if you have a Lowe's hardware store near you, the Valspar primer is very thin, and it is almost to the quality of Tamiya Superfine. Almost, but not quite.
Valspar is probably the best spray paint I've ever used. I used it before I got an airbrush, and it's got like the easy plunger too, so it doesn't. You can use it for like a really long time. It doesn't stress your hand at all.
I was shocked by how nice that primer was, to be honest with you. So, and this was kind of in my days of trying to find the right primer and all that, and I tried a few different kinds. I was shocked by it, but if you're in a pinch, yeah, you could use it. Just test it out. All right, so let's see. How do I fix a broken peg? Who wants to take that one?
Ooh.
I can do that one. So basically, broken peg really sucks, and you've probably sworn your head off as soon as it's happened, because it's horrible. But what I do is you refile the edges of the broken peg if you still have more, or if you're able to get some plastic rod, like some styrene rod to use, and you get a small drill bit in a pin vise. I'm going to find mine here in just a second, wherever he is.
Small pegs are a lot easier to fix than large.
Large pegs. Yeah. So I've got my pin vise here, and I use some drill bits from my electric store. Once again, this is like $10, and you get like 20 drill bits. So cheap and easy tools. And I basically drill a hole in both ends of the peg. And you can buy brass rod from your hobby shop, or I get this from my hardware store. This is maybe $3 or $4. And using my pliers, I cut off enough of the brass rod, and I use a drill bit that is the same size, slide this down into the peg, use super glue or some other glue that you find that works, and let it dry. And what this does is this provides like a central skeleton to the peg. And that's a way to actually restore your peg to how it was. You can get your model back working again.
I have one of those, exactly what Josh is talking about, for example, here. The unicorn.
Oh, man.
The peg broke off in this. This was not mine. This was broken, and that's why it was just given to me for free because it was broken. So I was able to fix this. The peg was broken off, so yeah, I just replaced that with and the peg was actually broken off inside of here. Rather than trying to like dig it out, I just drilled a hole into it, and then just drilled a hole into the base, and just using a brass rod and like that. Yeah. It's good to go.
Nice.
Very easy.
Yeah, simple fix, guys. Simple fix. All right. So, okay, cool. So here's one, and let's see. How do I scratch build? I'll take this one here just real quick.
Wait, do you have any experience, Tim?
What, in scratch building?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No, none at all. But beyond what I would say is a good friend of the show's, and we've had him on here before, Dan Salas, Funaka, as he is known, one of those Gundam guys who we're good friends with, did a huge write-up on how to scratch build. This thing, I think it was like 90-some pages, 100-some pages, and he just went into such major detail. It's insane, and it's like a Bible for scratch building. So search Funaka, Funaka, and you will find Funaka's scratch build tutorial, manual, whatever it is. But there are also some really good books if you can find them, namely the Scratch Build manuals. There's 2 volumes. They're both in Japanese, but they have so many images to follow. It's so simple. You'd be an idiot not to be able to follow it. So those, bingo, right there. Look at Zach. He's got
there you go. This is in the
Scratch
second
Build
one,
manual 2. That is great.
I think that if you're wanting to just get started, try to find the Scratch Build Manual 1, because the second one is progressively more difficult. It's like more advanced techniques in there than the first one. So like,
I totally agree.
I haven't tried anything from that menu because it's all like way above even what I'm able to do at the moment.
It's
So
very, very advanced stuff in those books. The Scratch Build Revolution book has a little bit of like basics stuff in it. I think the title's a little bit misleading, but if you want to get into like basics of kind of how to cut shapes and how to cut plow plate and stuff like that, that's a good resource book.
That's a good call. That's actually a very, very good book. I like that book too by Iffen. What's Iffen's last name? Anybody know?
Cusitano, I think.
I don't know if that's his actual last name or not.
Blue Black, I think, is his studio name. I think it's Cusitano or Cusianto.
Sprevo? No, that's not him. I thought I was friends with him on Facebook.
No, I think Josh is right. I think it's Cusiatano, if and I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly either. But yeah, look up Bluebeck Studios, and you'll be able to find that. If you're in the U.S., you can buy it at usagundam.com. You can buy it from a number of different online retailers. Go to Bluebeck Studios, and you should be able to find a list of retailers that you can get it from, probably in a country near you. All right, so one last question here we're going to tackle. And guys, you know what I think we might do? We've got a huge list of questions. What I think we might want to do is actually... or at least I think what I will do, if you guys want to join in, that would be awesome. But I'm going to actually write responses to every single one of these questions, and we'll post it up at a later date. And if the rest of the guys want to add in, we will by all means do that, and we will provide that to you guys as a nice PDF for you to reference with links and all that good stuff. All right, so last question, real quick. Let's see. Oh, let me get a good one here.
I've got one that I know is a really common one that I've got.
Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of two things that are two of the most common questions that I get. Is this kit worth buying, and where can I buy this kit? I
Nice.
kind of already touched on, is it worth buying? Is it a good kit? It's kind of the same thing. But I think just these two questions, I think, are also just kind of representative of the kind of questions that we're trying to answer this time. Because they're questions that there's a lot of information to answer them already exists online. And like you said, that what was that new website you talked about, Tim?
That
seemed like it'd be pretty useful.
Google? What's it called? Google, I think.
I heard a lot of people talking about that recently. It seems like it's going to be really useful.
Yeah.
Answering some of these questions.
I hear it's a good company to work for.
Where can I buy kits, or where should I buy kits? Maybe you guys want to mention like some of the sites that you use.
Go ahead, Josh.
I get from HobbyLink Japan, and I'll buy from there, buy some supplies, some kits, and I also get from Hobbyco, which is an Australian shop down in Sydney, and I go get my kits from there. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody buys from Hobbyco down there, don't they?
Yeah, it's a great store. They got so much stock, yeah. And I also get from Zombster, which is a Brisbane-based store. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Justin, what about you? Where do you get everything from?
Well, I think I have a sponsor still. I'm not sure. So usually he'll send me stuff. USA Gundam Store is a really great shop. They have tons of really good prices, and they're really quick about sending stuff out. Ami if I need a new release, like the day it comes out. Other than that, I don't really buy anything because of that monster over there.
Hey, and what a cute monster it is, by the way. Man, when she was on camera earlier, I was just like, "Daw."
She was trying to eat my headphones. My mom handed her to me, and she was trying to eat my headphones.
Nice. I mean, for me, I buy usually from Amazon. I will hunt out the good deals. I'll save models that I'm interested in like a like a wish list or save for later, like in the shopping cart or whatever. And there's a website that you can go to, and I'm sure there's a bunch of them, but it's called camelcamel.com. Yes, 3 camels. And what you do is it's a price tracker, and it has histories and all of that good stuff. It's a really cool website, and you can sign up with it, and it will send you notifications when a really good price is reached or something. And
I just went to it, and the first thing on the page that's sold out is walnuts. 3 pounds of walnuts. Somebody bought that.
Damn it. 3 pounds of walnuts?
3 pounds of walnuts.
Man, and I wanted to make
for $23.
So I'm so mad now. That ruins my weekend. No, but Amazon, at least for the folks in the States, especially if you're a Prime member, you can't beat some of those prices on there, especially when they run deals. HobbyLink Japan. I love Hobby Search in Japan. They honestly are my go-to international shop, if you will. They usually have great stock of tools and all that, and I love them. I absolutely love them. And there are a number of other domestic and other international retailers. Keep in mind, guys, these are just the ones that we personally use. Use what you like. It's all what you got access to.
There's a million shops out there, and they all have their pros and cons.
Yep. Exactly.
I personally have the luxury of probably having the best availability out of us here.
Rub it in, Zach. Rub it in.
Well, and you get sent kits left and right, so.
Well, and Joe, what Tim, you were mentioning before, like some people use Gaia. It's like we have just Gaia, Mr. Color. There's a Korean brand called IPP. There are a lot of Korean people love it. I've never tried it though.
Right.
But, you can paint and everything. You can just get really easily. But I do use HLJ as well sometimes too, just because usually here in Korea, pretty much everything it's like the exact same price it would be in Japan, slightly more. It's gone up a little bit recently just because of a new trade agreement between Korea and Japan, unfortunately. But I will use HLJ just because when they have sales, then their price will be low enough that it makes up for the shipping. But then I do get stuff here locally. From the States, I don't know, because a lot of people ask me this question who live in America, and I don't live there, so I don't really have a lot of experience with ordering kits in America, so it's kind of hard to know what to recommend to people. So glad you guys were able to give some input on that. And Australia, yes. I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Australia to also check out Mind Phoenix, because they are my very wonderful, amazing sponsor there. So if you're living in Australia, check out the sites Josh recommended, and also check out Mind Phoenix. And for the very least, do it just to support me.
Yeah, they sent Zach over to Japan to make cool videos, and I sent him an email saying a big thanks to that, and they replied, they're really cool people. Yeah.
Nice. They're really awesome. Yeah. So.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Well, very good. Awesome.
I've got one more quick little tip that I'd like to give. If we got a bit of time, it'll probably take 1 minute. Yeah.
Go for it.
Basically, what I got into with painting was doing metallics on inner frames, and I'll just do a screen share here. Okay. So basically, you guys can see that?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is my Sanju Stein, and I wanted to make it look metallic. And so I wanted to go through my process for that. And so basically what I do is I get the Tamiya sprays, and everybody who's bought these has seen all these silvers and golds. The one on the left is a silver leaf, and it's maybe like $12. The ones on the right, they have actually metallic in the name. And what that actually means is the metallic particles in them are much finer, so you actually can get a really good chrome finish, whereas the silver leaf you can't. These are slightly more expensive, maybe $15 to $18, but I buy these, metallic silver and metallic gold, And like I said before, I use a straw and blue tack, and I decant them into the jar, and then you can thin them down. For a lot of good metallics, the key is a gloss black base. So I use my airbrush with Tamiya gloss black, and you want your gloss black to be really wet looking, almost like it hasn't dried, but it has dried. And that is the key to getting a nice chrome finish, because the light bounces through and back out. And so here it is now. I've done the gloss black, and then stage 2 is I lightly dust the metallic silver or the metallic gold using my airbrush on top, and you can see it gets a really nice chrome kind of finish. And the more paint you add, the more like true silver it will be. The less, the more like a dark chrome it will turn out like. And then next one is this is some gold. And then for the last step, I actually spray some matte black into the crevices and around joins, and that makes it look nice and dirty. And then when you go up closer, you can see that these edges have been brushed. And I'll show you a close-up of that. Here you go. So you can see that I've dry brushed the edges, but instead of dry brushing, what I do is I actually dip my fingertip in a little bit of the metallic silver paint, dab it on some napkin, and then lightly brush the edges. And it looks like the metal's been kind of brushed and used. So basically, that's what I do for my metallic inner frames to make them look old and used. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
With your fingertip?
Fingertip, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I use fingertip. I think it gives me actually a little bit more control. And with the type of paint, you can kind of rub it on, and it slowly adds it, and you don't actually get brush marks. Yeah, it gives it a softer sort of dry brush finish. Yeah,
I wonder if you can just use like one of those makeup applicators, like the thing that comes in the Tamiya weathering kit.
The sponge thing?
Sponge thing. Yeah, that'd probably work. Yeah.
That'd probably work pretty well as well.
So that's the
if you don't want to get your hands dirty.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that's it.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Josh. That was awesome.
Yeah,
We should all give a thank you to Josh also for sticking around for the whole 2 hours on his birthday.
Yeah. I was having too much fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, happy birthday, man, from all of us.
Thanks, guys.
Happy birthday,
Very
sir.
cool. All right, so let's wrap it up with some plugs and everything like that. Justin, you want to go ahead and start us off?
I'm Justinius Builds on everything ever. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I have a Snapchat. That's just Justinius. Everything except for Reddit. So
Y'all got that MySpace?
I do. I just don't use it anymore. You know, I went to my MySpace and it deleted all my old stuff except for my display picture.
Really?
Yeah. Fun
Last
fact.
time I checked mine is all still there. My top
It was
8.
really weird.
Top 8.
I wonder who is on my top 8. It's been a while.
That Friendster account? Jeez. All right, cool deal. All right, Zach, go ahead and plug what you got, brother.
Check out my t-shirt shop. Got these t-shirts, which a couple people have pointed out to me. Xavier actually pointed out to me on Facebook that Gunpla actually started in 1980. That only the show premiered in 1979, and someone else pointed out to me like something about the year 1979. But if you'll notice, it's just 0079. It's just a reference to the anime, not so much
That's what
Gunpla.
I figure.
Yeah, I don't know. A couple people didn't notice that apparently.
I think some people nitpick.
But yeah, on my shop there, I've got a bunch of these new shirts in this style, and there's tank tops and other shirts as well. I think I mentioned this last time, but I actually have one to show you guys this time, so here it is.
How are
one.
those baseball shirts? How's the quality on those?
Good. They're quite thin. They fit really big. Actually, I usually wear like either large-ish medium or a small large around there. The first one I ordered for myself was a large, and it's too big because these raglan shirts fit a little bit large. So yeah, if you usually wear like a large size T-shirt, maybe get a medium. It's going to be a little bit tight, like maybe in the sleeves. Sleeves are tighter, but I don't know. It depends on your proportions, I guess. Yeah, but they're nice. Very thin too, pretty thin, which is good for summer, I think.
Very cool. What else you got? Anything else?
Yeah. Otherwise, just stay here on my YouTube channel here. After you're done watching this live stream, go back and watch some other videos if you want. Got a lot of more videos on the way. As you can see in the background here is the next review I'm going to be working on. This kit is awesome. The 100 scale Gray's Kai. Really, really great kit. So if you guys are interested, you should definitely check out one of those. Tim, you should check it out, because I know you're not really too into Iron Blooded Orphans, but I think you would like this kit.
Yeah, no, I actually like the Grays. I like the look of it. So I may break down and buy one of these days, but man, I got so many models to go through.
If you buy any version of the 100 scale Grays, get this one, the Gray's Kai.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Nice.
You can pretty much make everything, not quite everything, but most of the normal Grays with that kit, except for the backpack.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I think my next purchase is probably going to be the Ifrit. I've been watching it on Amazon. The price has gone down a pretty good amount here in the recent weeks. So, but I'm still kind of waiting for it to bottom out. But yeah, yep. I think that'll be my next purchase. So I don't know. The Grays may have to wait until a little bit later. So, but that's cool. Anywhere. It's good to hear. I do like it though. I like that's one design of IBO that I really actually do like. So
the Grays custom or the regular one?
All of them, man. I love the Grays. I love the Grimerd, or however you say it. I like those two designs really well. And
also a great 100 scale kit. Between the 100 Grimgird and this, I think they're the best in the 100 scale line so far.
Nice. That's good to hear. So if I do break down and buy them, I'll be secure. What's that, Justin?
I do want that Grays custom. I love that unit. I can't get enough of it. I've already built 2.
The new parts included in the 100 scale version, like the backpack that holds the broadsword, and then like the new feet and stuff, are so cool, really cool. For the land ground
I'm excited.
version. So yeah, so there's the last thing I'll plug then, since you mentioned the Ifrit, is our Ifrit build off. Justin and I and Simon, and also Ed and Jabman 025 and Strider Prime, we're all doing this Ifrit build off. Justin's done. I think Jabman's done. I think Strider Prime, I think he's done or almost done. Getting close.
I think he's doing photo etch now. He's pretty much done.
Yeah, he's getting close to being done. Simon, I'm not sure exactly where he is in his, but like we mentioned, he's going through. He's just having to move. So I don't know if he may be able to finish before he does that or not. Ed, I think, has maybe just started to work on his. And I've still got a little bit to go, but getting close to it. Anyway, so we'll all be posting our final videos on that at the same time, hopefully, when we're all done. So maybe around the end of this month.
Very cool.
Cool.
I can't wait to see these Ifrits, man. These are gonna look pretty cool.
They're all quite different, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, Zach. I like your color scheme. That green, that kind of Zaku green. I was just like, man, that's gonna look pretty cool. So I can't wait to see that.
I'm going MSV for my color scheme, so
nice.
I thought that'd be interesting. So, yeah,
awesome, awesome. Well, I can't wait to see it. All right, so Josh, what do you got to plug, brother?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm posting all my work in progress albums. So go there if you want to see all step-by-step ways that I'm modifying my Zeta for GBWC. And that's it. So keep an eye on it. I've got like 5 weeks left, and it should get all done. And I'm curious to see what everybody thinks of it. So that's it. Say hi anytime.
Well, and you got a print shop though too. Remind the people about that.
Yeah. So I have I don't have one of my drawings here. I do Gundam drawings, and I have a website where you can buy all the prints online, and it's just joshrodara.com. And I ship them out, sign them all, and I put a little special letter in for everybody. So yeah, check out my artwork anytime. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm still looking for a place to hang my AO.
Well, and Justin, you got a shop too. Don't let the people forget about that.
Oh yeah, I do. I keep forgetting. I need to update mine. I'm so lazy about like making new shirts. Like I have all these really cool ideas, but it's just I'm busy. Just advancedbuilds.storeenvy.com. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, so last but not least, chadamecha.com, the new site is still a work in progress. That has not been updated for quite a long time. So if you want to see updates, tutorials, all that good stuff, check me out on Facebook and also on Instagram. And also check out my store. I'm going to be putting up sweatshirts here in probably the next week or two. Pullovers and zip-ups. I think you've seen me wear my Grim Reaper's sweatshirt. Really, really nice. American Apparel, quality sweatshirts. Really, really good stuff. So that'll be up in a week or two. And man, there's some Black Label stuff in there. There's some I Build Giant Robots designs in there, some weapons stuff, kind of a little bit of everything. So check that out. Keep in touch for that one, childofmecha.storeenvy.com. And with that being said, that wraps us up with episode 15. We're going to be writing up some responses to these FAQs. We will post those on our Facebook page at a later date. So keep an eye on our Facebook page, like Gunpla Talk on Facebook if you have not done so already. Tell all your friends about it, share it with the world, tell everybody how great we are. With that being said, I want to thank everybody, all you guys, for being fans and watching, all of us guys for participating and taking time out of our day, especially Josh on his birthday, no less. And you know what? I also want to thank Jim and Simon, who aren't with us today. I know those guys wish they could be here, but you know, real life and all. And without further ado, we'll see you next month. Take care,
guys.
everybody.
See ya.
Goodbye.